And welcome everybody to the Kiosk Presents right here in Buffalo and Western New York. You know, cars are such a part of our culture. Everybody is interested in cars. I don't care if you're young, old, male, female. Cars are what drives America, okay? And we have the managing editor of Kelley Blue Book with us, Michah Muzio. Michah, welcome to the Kiosk Presents.
Hey, thanks for having me. It's a joy to be here.
It's really cool having you because there's like coolest cars, and when I think coolest cars, I think Jags and I think Porsche, and but we're talking about the coolest cars under $18,000. All right, that sounds exciting. It sounds frugal, but it sounds exciting. What are the coolest cars, and give us your best opinion on that matter.
Sure. Well, yeah, you're right. There was a time where if you needed a cool car, if you really wanted something that you wanted to drive, you had to spend a ton of money. But nowadays, there are so many cool cars available at very reasonable prices, and that's why we put together our list every year, the top 10 coolest cars under 18 grand. The number one car on our list this year is right over my right shoulder. This is called the Hyundai Veloster. It's a very interesting car design. If you walk up from the driver's side, there's one door. If you come up from the passenger side, there are two doors. So an evocative design, but also with some practicality built in. So that rear door on the right side, it's easy to put a car seat in or to load, some friends in, that kind of thing. And the other great thing about the Veloster too, great fuel economy, up to 37 miles per gallon on the freeway. And again, just wild design in a car that's available under $18,000.
I think the manufacturers have done a good job responding to the American consumer, wouldn't you?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you know what the manufacturers are doing right now is they understand that people want more expressive design. Design is one of the things that really drives coolness, and that's one of the things we really wanted to think about when putting together this list. Cars that when you walk up to, you think, oh, that's a car I actually want to get into. So the Veloster is a great example. Another great example, and one that's been very successful for Kia, is the Kia Soul. You probably have seen this in the commercials with dancing hamsters and such, but the Kia Soul has done really well for Kia, and a couple of reasons why is because obviously it looks interesting. There's nothing else really like it on the road, but that design has a lot of practicality built into it. In that vertical orientation of the body, it's almost SUV-like, so you can just throw a ton of gear inside, or you can maybe load up a mountain bike or something and go up to the mountains for the weekend. So you have an SUV kind of experience, but in a car that costs a little over $14,000 base price. And by the way, the standard equipment list that they've built into the car at that low price includes cool stuff like Bluetooth, phone connectivity, and auxiliary input for your personal MP3 player. So I mean, they're getting a lot of car for a very, very modest price, and it looks cool to boot.
So would you say like the car models that are being built for under $18,000 are more geared towards the younger market?
Yeah, they are geared towards the younger markets. Everybody wants to appeal to the youth, but in doing that, they also appeal to people who want to just be young at heart. So, especially with the Kia Soul, if they were just selling it to kids, they probably wouldn't sell nearly as many as they do. But people who are a little bit older, who just want economical transportation that has a youthful feel about it, there's certainly appeal there as well. But one of the other cars that's really worth mentioning is the Ford Focus. It kind of takes some of the ideas with the two previous cars and adds even more sporting driving dynamics to the equation. So it's a cool looking car, great to look at, but what they've done is they've merged the American Ford Focus line with the European Focus line. So as Americans, we benefit from European ride and handling. And getting back to a point I made with the Veloster, same thing with the Ford Focus, good fuel economy. You can get a version of the Focus up to 40 miles per gallon on the freeway. So really saving money is pretty darn cool too.
Wow, it sure is. Well, having fun driving your car, having the good looks and all that, it's all part of our pride and ego thing, I'm sure. But also from the standpoint of technology, because everyone's technology is a big part of our lives, okay? And it's entered into the automobiles, and I know that. But in your opinion, if you were to take these 10 cars, which one has the more fun kind of technology, would you say?
That's tough because there is a lot of technology finding its way into this lower price point. So there's a couple of key contenders. The Dodge Dart has a really, really great great infotainment system. They call it Uconnect, and it's got a big 8.4-inch screen, very intuitive, easy to use, really thoughtful design. So that's a good one. But the Ford Focus that we were looking at a moment ago has a killer feature. Now, it'll take you above that $18,000 threshold, but it's got auto park. Basically, you push a single button, and as you drive down a line of cars, it'll tell you when you've passed one that the car will fit in, and then it parks itself. Amazing technology. So for me, that's the killer feature.
I don't have that on my Audi.
Oh, you got to get that. Oh, well, you should buy a Ford Focus then.
Yeah, I'm like, come on, I'm trading. Let's trade it in. I better not. I'll get yelled at. But anyway, so no, that sounds really exciting. I saw that on a commercial, and I was figuring, how the heck does that work? And apparently, pretty well.
It works extremely well. In fact, I've tried it out on a lot of Ford's products. Push a button, does its job. So that's the kind of stuff that you're finding at this price point. We've got a whole big old list of 10 cars at kbb.com if you want to check out all the details. I mean, it's a really good time to be a car shopper, even if your budget is under 18 grand.
Well, I know a lot of people like going online first and checking out as much as they can before they even go to the car dealerships and all that. But kbb.com, you say, is the first best step in finding just that right car under 18,000?
Absolutely. Do your research. There's no reason not to go to the dealership informed. So kbb.com, we'd love to have you.
Okay, Buffalo, you know where to get more information about that great car under $18,000. Michah, thank you so much for joining us here on the Kiosk Presents in Buffalo, New York.
Thanks for having me. It was a pleasure.